Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Gopi Jan Vallabha Girivardhari Jai Gopi Jan Vallabha Girivardhari Yashoda Nandana Braj Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Braj Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Privarjakacharya Astotra Sat Abhay Charnarvind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai ISKCON Founder Acharya BBT Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Privarjakacharya Astotra Sat Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai Granth-raj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Nitai Gaura Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 26, Text 32. Tasmāt vikurvāṇād bhagavad-vīrya-coditāt śabda-mātram abhūt tasmān nabhaḥ śrotram tu śabdagam. Someone can chant because we have short time today, so. Tasmāt vikurvāṇād bhagavad-vīrya-coditāt śabda-mātram abhūt tasmān Matajis, can someone chant? Bhagavad-vīrya-coditāt, śabda-mātram abhūt tasmān, nabhaḥ śrotram tu śabdagam, tasmāt vikurvāṇād, tāmasāc. śabda-mātram abhūt tasmān, nabhaḥ śrotram tu śabdagam. Synonyms: tāmasāt, from egoism in ignorance, and vikurvāṇād, undergoing transformation, bhagavat-vīrya, by the energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Coditāt, impelled. śabda-mātram, the subtle element sound. Abhūt, was manifested. Tasmāt, from that. Nabhaḥ, ether. śrotram, the sense of hearing. Then, śabdagam, which catches sound. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. When egoism in ignorance is agitated by the sex energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the subtle element sound is manifested, and from sound come the ethereal sky and the sense of hearing. Purport. It appears from this verse that all the objects of our sense gratification are products of egoism in ignorance. It is understood from this verse that by agitation of the element of egoism in ignorance, the first thing produced was sound, which is the subtle form of ether. It is stated also in the Vedānta-sūtra that sound is the origin of all objects of material possession, and that by sound one can also dissolve this material existence. So this is the main point Srila Prabhupada is mentioning in this purport. I'll repeat this one more time. It is stated also in the Vedānta-sūtra that sound is the origin of all objects of material possession, and that by sound one can also dissolve this material existence. Anāvṛttiḥ śabdāt means liberation by sound. The entire material manifestation began from sound, and sound can also end entanglement if it has a particular potency. The particular sound capable of doing this is the transcendental vibration, Hare Kṛṣṇa. Hare Kṛṣṇa, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you. Our entanglement in material affairs has begun from material sound. Now we must purify that sound in spiritual understanding. There is sound in the spiritual world also. If we approach that sound, then our spiritual life begins, and the other requirements for spiritual advancement can be supplied. We have to understand very clearly that sound is the beginning of the creation of all material objects for our sense gratification. Similarly, if sound is purified, our spiritual necessities also are produced from sound. That's very hopeful point Srila Prabhupada is mentioning here. Here it is said that from sound the ether became manifested, and that the air became manifested from ether. How the ethereal sky comes from sound, how the air comes from sky, and how fire comes from air will be explained later on. For now, we're focusing on the sound. Sound is the cause of the sky, and sky is the cause of śrotram, the ear. The ear is the first sense for receiving knowledge. One must give oral reception to any knowledge one wants to receive, either material or spiritual. Therefore, śrotram is very important. The Vedic knowledge is called shruti. Knowledge has to be received by hearing. By hearing only can we have access to either material or spiritual enjoyment. In the material world, we manufacture many things for our material comfort simply by hearing. They are already there, but just by hearing one can transform them. If we want to build a very high skyscraper, this does not mean that we have to create it. The materials for the skyscraper, wood, metal, earth, etc., are already there. But we make our intimate relationship with those already created material elements by hearing how to utilize them. Modern economic advancement for creation is also a product of hearing, and similarly one can create a favorable field of spiritual activities by hearing from the right source. Arjuna was a gross materialist in the bodily conception of life and was suffering from the bodily concept very acutely. But simply by hearing, Arjuna became spiritualized. Krishna conscious person. But simply by hearing, Arjuna became a spiritualized, Krishna conscious person. Hearing is very important, and that hearing is produced from the sky. By hearing only can we make proper use of that which already exists. The principle of hearing to properly utilize preconceived materials is applicable to spiritual paraphernalia as well. We must hear from the proper spiritual source. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vanchakalpatarubhescha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. I'll read the translation one more time. When egoism in ignorance is agitated by the sex energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the subtle element sound is manifested, and from sound come the ethereal sky and sense of hearing. So we all have been attending classes regularly, many of us. Maybe some of you can help me. When egoism is associated with mode of goodness, what is evolved? Mind. Yes, that's right. When egoism is associated in mode of passion, what is evolved? Intelligence. Very intelligent answer, Prabhu. Thank you. So, when intelligence is associated with passion, or egoism is associated with passion, intelligence comes. And then two things happen. There are two types of senses that are developed. One are senses for acquiring knowledge. So intelligence works with those senses. And in the previous verse, if we go, there is also other aspect, which is, I don't have the book here, but main point is when intelligence helps the knowledge receiving senses. So here we are talking about ear. Ear comes and the sound of hearing. Sound is developed and we can use it for hearing. The hearing the material sound, material things are, material possessions are produced. We see everything around us is made from matter. Even our own bodies, like gross body, is made from material elements. But the sound is subtle. We cannot see sound, we can hear it. So, śabda-Brahma. Tene Brahma hridaya adi kave. How did sound, how did creation happen? The creator of material cosmos is Lord Brahma. And how he received this knowledge? Through sound, through the heart. Lord Krishna, he manifested the Vedas in the heart of Brahma. And then Brahma could use that knowledge to produce this material cosmos. So scientists think they produce something and they think they did very wonderful. But you see, Brahma is creating the whole cosmos. So there are people who have higher intelligence than us. And there are different realms where these higher intelligent people live. So just like sound, Brahma uses sound to create material cosmos. Here Srila Prabhupada is mentioning modern civilization is using sound or knowledge to create so many material objects that we can buy. The stores, we can see how the sound is being used. You go anywhere, you go to the gas station, on the TV there are some ads playing. You get this, you get that. They are projecting in your mind, go and get it. This is the best thing for you. You're like a comfortable bed. You can get good sleep. So they are providing all these objects for comfort. But here we are talking about spiritual sound. What does spiritual sound does? How Srila Prabhupada mentioned, it can, just like how material existence is started from sound, same way we can wind up that material existence by hearing spiritual sound. So there is a lot of focus on hearing in the Vedic literatures. Lord Krishna himself told Arjuna that after he spoke this famous verse, Yoginam api sarvesham madgatena antaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yamam samyukta tamo mata. After explaining the yoga system, then he spoke this verse before starting to talk about bhakti yoga. And he told Arjuna, the best yogi is one who is always thinking of me within himself and working in that way, meditating on me all the time. Then he spoke the first verse of the section where he starts to talk about bhakti yoga. And he tells Arjuna, Tash shranu, now hear from me. So everywhere hearing is emphasized. It cannot be emphasized enough. And we are always using our ears to hear. Srila Prabhupada gives one example, how ear is the most important thing, the sense of hearing. It can help us end our material existence. It can help us become free from all the miseries we are going through. Even if someone thinks they are not miserable, they are. Because maybe not now, maybe later, or maybe before you were. And you don't know what else is coming. And it's not just you. There are people around you, in your family, or someone dear to you. They are miserable, and that brings you misery. Because misery comes, there are three types. from our own body and mind, from people we know, and from outside factors. So that's also explained in the Gita. So there is a verse given by Rupa Goswami. Tan nama rupa charitadi sukirtanano smrtayo karmena rasna mansiniyojya. Tishthan varje tad anuragi jananugami kalam nayam akhilam iti upadeshasaram. If you didn't hear anything so far, whatever I said, just remember this verse. Because this is the essence of all advice. Just chanting names of Krishna, hearing about pastimes of Krishna, remembering those and thinking about those, and in that way, living in that consciousness in Vraja Bhumi, in Vrindavan. That's how one should utilize one time. We may be outside. Lord Chaitanya, he showed by his personal example how to do that. He was, this is actually the highest way of living shown by a spiritual person, living in the mood of separation from one's beloved, from Krishna. And that's what Lord Chaitanya was saying, so showing by his life. Pretty much he was showing how glories of Srimati Radharani. Why I'm saying this is that today we are celebrating here Radha Kund Appearance Day. There are different opinions, different temples, they celebrate at different times. There are lots of references. I will share just one or two, just for everyone's understanding, so people don't start throwing stones at me. And also, it's Bahula Ashtami today. So there are two occasions that we are celebrating here. I will speak briefly on both of those. Bahula Ashtami, we know, most of us, we know the story, reading from Krishna book, Srimad Bhagavatam. But in short, Bahula Ashtami day, this cow, she was captured by this tiger or lion, whatever it was, and it wanted to eat the cow, and the cow just had given birth to a calf. So she prayed to the lion or tiger, please let me go back, just let me feed my baby once, because I just gave birth, he will die. So let me just feed him once and I'll come back. So there is a whole story you can read in Krishna book. I won't go through the whole detail. Pretty much the lion or tiger gave permission, okay, go and come back. And then she came and informed, and the whole thing ended up like this, that Lord Krishna came to resolve the whole situation. And that day is celebrated as Bahula Ashtami. In Vrindavan there is big festivals. And on the same day, Lord Chaitanya, in Kartik time, Lord Chaitanya, he discovered Radha Kund, because Radha Kund was not known by people in general. So when Lord Chaitanya went to Vrindavan, he discovered Radha Kund on this day. That's why many temples celebrate Radha Kund appearance on this day. But let's hear from Jiva Goswami what he has to say about appearance of Radha Kund and Shyama Kund. And there is in Srimad Bhagavatam, there are references. So I'll just share a few, just so we have some clarity on when to celebrate. But spiritually, we can celebrate on both the days. And but the Shastras say this. So in Gopal Champu, there is this reference by Jiva Goswami. He says, when the full moon of the Chaitra month is in the Chitra Nakshatra, that is the exact time of the appearance of Radha Kund. And there are more references. I will say maybe one or two more. In Vishnu Purana, also Radha Kund and Shyama Kund appeared, just a short background, while they are getting ready. So it appeared when Krishna killed a bull called Arista. The Arista bull was a demon. It takes shape of a huge bull, and it was creating big disturbance in Vrindavan. So Krishna asked him, hey, why are you creating disturbance here in Vrindavan? If you want to, talk to me, we can deal with it, but don't disturb everyone here. They are very dear to me, these people. So if you do anything, I have to do something. Anyways, so Krishna killed this demon bull demon. But because he is in shape of a bull, that's why there is a conversation in the 10th canto. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he has given very detailed commentary. Those who want to read, it's in chapter 36. And you can read from text 16. In the purport, there is commentary by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. And he also says that Radha Kund appeared when Aristasura was killed. And that happened on the Chaitra Purnim, full moon of Chaitra, which is like March and April. So ISKCON temple in Delhi celebrated Radha Kund appearance on Chaitra Purnim. I was looking, Vrindavan temple is celebrating on Bahula Ashtami. So both are fine, but we should know for our own self what's the exact day and time, because the acharyas are giving all these references. So we will be celebrating this here now, and just one text, since the pujaris are not here. In Nectar of Devotion, Upadeshamrita by Srila Rupa Goswami, he gives 3 texts glorifying Radha Kund. So pretty much he is saying Radha Kund is a place actually for liberated souls. It's not for people who are in materialistic consciousness. One can visit there, you can get a ticket and visit this place, but you won't see Radha Kund. You won't see what happens on Radha Kund. Because Radha Kund is a place which is very dear to Krishna. And if we study the detail of its appearance, which is given here, then that's a place where Krishna is performing these pastimes all the time with his very dear, intimate associates, with the gopis, with Srimati Radharani. But if we think we visited Radha Kund, we should be able to see those pastimes happening. But if we don't see, then we should know, I'm not a liberated soul. I'm fortunate to be visiting here, and maybe I can take few drops of the Radha Kund water and put on my body. It will be purifying, but we are not visiting Radha Kund that the acharyas are talking about here. So the devotees are here, ready, but I will read one verse. The holy place known as Mathura is spiritually superior to Vaikuntha, the transcendental world, because the Lord appeared there. Superior to Mathura Puri is the transcendental forest of Vrindavan, because of Krishna's Rasa Leela pastimes. And superior to the forest of Vrindavan is Govardhan Hill, for it was raised by the divine hand of Sri Krishna and was the site of his various loving pastimes. We will be celebrating Radha Kund, Sri Govardhan festival also, first week of next month. But let's complete this. And above all, the super excellent Sri Radha Kund stands supreme, for it is overflooded with the ambrosial nectarian prema of the Lord of Gokul, Sri Krishna. So we can take inspiration from great devotees who are actually able to see these eternal pastimes happening at Radha Kund, and following in their footsteps, we can celebrate appearance of Radha Kund here and purify ourselves. Thank you. Hare Krishna.